Hey, what's up? I'm Riley. I'm a nurse. This is going to be another part of reading some medical Reddit stories. So pretty much it's just going to be any kind of stories that is related to medicine in one way or another. If nothing else, I like this series because I like to read Reddit stories, but also it kind of lets people know that they're not alone. For one reason or another, you could have somebody else who's gone through the same thing that you have. Plus, our healthcare system is so broken, I want to bring more light to it so that we can start trying to fix it. All right, let's get into it. So this story comes from somebody who is a third-party contract cleaner at their local hospital. Now, probably nobody knows this. I actually started my journey in healthcare as an environmental health employee. Basically, that means I was a custodian in the hospital. So at this point, my medical career goes like this. I started as environmental health. I went to being a pharmacy tech. I was a CNA. I was an LPN in family practice, and in December, I'm starting as an ER LPN in the hospital. So to get into it, we basically clean all the public spaces and non-patient areas. The morgue falls under us. That's one thing I never had to do, thank God. I was mainly on labor and delivery or in med-surg. Well, like many morgues, we have a walk-in freezer/fridge. One morning, as a supervisor was walking past, there happened to be water on the floor coming out of the morgue. It turns out a cooling pipe broke and was leaking pretty bad. So we call the maintenance and repair people and get the water to shut off to that area. There was about 2 inches of water throughout, so we cleaned that up, and because the cooling pipe broke, we had to open the fridge and transfer the bodies to the second spare fridge away from the broken pipes so the funeral people could come and pick them up without going around ladders and construction. We crack open the door to the watertight fridge, and because it was watertight, we didn't know that a second pipe had also burst. Turns out, the fridge flooded too. Have you ever seen a video of someone cutting a pool and the water running out, as well as everything in the pool? Well, the water was so high that the bodies were floating, and we had that sliced pool effect as soon as the seal was broken. And the door was unlocked. So not only was 5 feet of water rushing out of the fridge into the morgue and into the hallway, but whatever was floating in that water did as well. There were sheets and gowned bodies that ended up all over the floor, and one actually made it into the hallway. The basement was flooded once again, and that was one hell of a cleanup. Whenever someone says the word floaters to me, that's all I can think of. This happened a few years back before COVID, and I almost quit that day. This sounds like something out of a horror story. Honestly, I thank God I never had to deal with anything like this. The worst thing I ever had to deal with working in environmental health, I had to clean and prep the OR after a mother had hemorrhaged. Thankfully, her and baby were